Password accepted. You may now enter the bunker.
Okay, I think you're working.
I actually have a question for you later.
I think you're on.
Oh, we're on.
Are we on?
Don't
Can you
talk.
guys hear us now? I can't.
Double check.
I only see Bunky though, so I can't see us in the
You
frame.
guys are. They can see you on YouTube. I'll get you up here in a second.
Can you hear us? Yay, sound, ta-da, I can hear, yay.
Okay. Sweet.
All right, so welcome, it's
Welcome.
Friday.
It's Friday. Sorry about that. We had a bit of a hiccup getting started. You have entered the bunker, fun challenges, empowering you, the people, to survive and thrive in today's world. And today is a special edition because today we are starting for the first time ever. You guessed it. We're now a podcast edition.
Podcast edition.
Yes.
How exciting is that? So you don't have to watch us, you don't have to look at us.
You don't even have to
listen
look at
our
us.
voices.
Just our smooth, silky, sweet voices. Yes,
I
that's
don't know
all you're
about
getting
that
right
with
now
me.
in the podcast. And so with that, this is going to be a special edition. We're going to do it on a weekly basis where we're going to be doing different shows that are going to be designed for podcast. So you know every Friday, this is how we're going to go. Podcasting. So today, we are going to be getting into a very interesting topic. The fact that we accidentally have gotten into a nuclear bunker, which is actually haunted. And we're going to have to address this because
Can we not?
we have a lot of people asking questions.
Nobody told me this.
We're going to be giving some answers. The fact is that there's a lot of things that happen here at the bunker that some of us have a hard time talking about, but we're going to try and talk about that today. We'll try.
Before you guys get into that, I just want to say on the podcast thing. So every Friday at 12:30 or 11:30 Eastern, we're going to record the podcast live. And every podcast episode, the live chat will be a big part of the episode.
Yeah, because we'll call their names out on it, and then that'll be a podcast. So their names are going to be on the podcast that's streamed to the world.
And it's everything we do on the podcast will have some sort of participation with you guys. So the chat is it's kind of a third member. It's Jon, Kelly, and chat.
Jon, Kelly, and chat.
So if you join,
that's exciting.
We'll film it live every Friday at 11:30 Eastern, and then the podcast, the audio version, will go up on Monday. So you guys can follow us on social media to see where and when that goes up, because I'm not sure yet.
All right.
You can continue now.
Did y'all notice we're in new chairs? Fancy.
Yeah,
this is a monster chair.
She's got her monster chair.
Drinking a monster. Don't tell Monster, because then they'll have to sponsor me.
Yes. Funny how we got that chair. We actually were participating in an esports event.
Right. I remember this.
And Enter the Bunker, as some of you may know, we started to do esports events last year, sponsored by PBSA. There was all kinds of, there were like the best gamers in Atlantic Canada coming here in our Fortnite tournaments. They
would sit actually right here where we're sitting.
Yeah, and then later on at Frag for Cancer,
yep.
I believe is the event where we went to. We went there, and that's how we won this chair. Is that right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think I got that right.
I was there. Jonathan was in and out. The event took place about an hour from where we actually reside.
In Halifax.
Yeah, in Halifax.
So it was a 2-day event, so I was staying down there with another bunker employee, and Jonathan was in and out. And on the last day, another person won that chair, but it was the same person that had won that chair the year before.
That's right.
So he didn't want it. So he said, let's do a charity auction.
Okay.
And another company there said, whatever it gets in the charity auction, I will match it. It was Scotiabank. It was charity. So Scotiabank said, whatever we raise with this chair, I'll match it.
Awesome.
And I was there, and Jonathan was not. But I wanted the chair badly.
He wanted that chair.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to participate in the auction. Jonathan won't be too mad. He probably wants the chair. I'm going to put a limit on this. I'll bid up to 150. And then some stuff happened. I kind of blacked out and had to explain to Jonathan how I spent more than double that on this chair.
Really? How much?
Do you want me to say, John?
Go ahead.
I believe at the time it was $400.
Ooh, at least it was matched, and it was all going to charity. So $800 went to charity.
Yeah.
For cancer
that's
research.
good.
Yeah.
But it was very weird for me because I was very happy we won the chair, but I also had to explain to my boss why I spent $400 without his permission.
Go?
It was fine.
Jonathan's a decent guy. Like, I feel like explaining that to him, he'd be like, well, it's done with now. Just enjoy that chair. You better enjoy that chair.
I think I was saved by the fact that it was for charity.
Right.
If it wasn't, if I had just bought it for my office, we probably would have had a longer talk. But
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is, last year when we were open, without the pandemic stopping us, we did a regular thing every single month.
We did.
Right? Every single month, we did all kinds of things to raise money for various good causes that were local.
Yes.
And we get everybody engaged to tell us, who to support and who they supported. And we would work throughout that month to be able to support that good cause.
And we had our fans, which voted on that.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't decide that.
You guys decided that. Yeah. So I think that we should get into that again. I really enjoyed that. I think that was some of the best stuff that we did last year.
It is.
And we supported multiple charities last year doing that. And we donated something to the several $1,000s is what we raised.
Yeah.
To be able to donate to those various good causes and charities. So.
And no matter, even if it was a slow month, that charity was still, no matter what, appreciative.
Yeah. appreciative.
Appreciative.
That's what you say.
Of the donation,
Yes.
no matter what. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we had awesome months where you got a couple grand, and sometimes it was like 700.
Yeah.
But no matter what, every month we gave that away.
Yep. So that's how we got the chair too. I giving it away.
Amazing.
And
All right.
Our whole point there was to host a Fortnite tournament for that event, which raised a bunch more money for.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
we did a good thing that weekend. It was just a little nerve-wracking while I waited for Jonathan to show up with my new shiny chair.
Yes. All right. So today,
tell us, producer. I believe we are
I
going
didn't
to be
get the
getting into
lowdown because I was a little late today.
Yeah, we're going to get into the haunted issues that we have here at the bunker.
Can we not?
Well,
I told you guys I
Well-
didn't want to do this.
I wanted to start because I assume we're going to have a bunch of new people with the podcast that don't necessarily know anything that's going on here.
Okay.
So I thought maybe you should start from the beginning, when you got the bunker, what it's been like up until then, and some of the experiences you've had leading up to that, why you have a bunker, all the questions that the chat already knows. Maybe just give us your 60-second.
Yeah, like a quick lowdown, not something like crazy.
quick lowdown. Okay, so within the first couple of years, well, when I first got this bunker, it was completely dead. Like, as in, nothing here worked. It had no power. It was completely silent. But even when it was
Eerie.
like that, there was still things you would hear in here. Okay, and that was clear from the first time I was here. But later on, we got it more operational. We got power going. We got all this other stuff happening. And this is way back, like in 2013, 2014. And right about that time, I got contacted by the Colchester Paranormal Society. And they thought, wow, it'd be cool if we could check out the bunker and see if there's any activity there.
So they
And
contacted you?
They contacted me. Yeah.
How did they find out what the place? Did you ask them? Or?
I was all over Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my Facebook page was pumping.
Okay.
Like it was like there. If you don't know our Facebook page, the very first Facebook page for this place was the De Burt Diefen Bunker.
Right.
So if you go to Facebook and go to De Burt Diefen Bunker,
It is bumping.
that is
Not anymore.
that is all about the history of this place, right? And so in the very beginning, the Colchester Paranormal Society saw what was happening here. That it's like we now have access to
they
this place.
contacted you?
They contact me like, we'd like to do an investigation. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find some things. So they said, yeah, that's what we want. So they came in here full ghost hunter. Okay, like they had all the equipment, they got all set up, everything was going, and they spent hours just recording all kinds of things. And you wouldn't believe the things that they recorded. Like there was just activity everywhere, right? And what's weird is like you don't even know it's happening until you like capture it. Like you sense something happening. It's always like there's something behind you or there's something around there.
You sense it, but you want to pretend that it's not real.
Yeah, you kind of
That's
just.
me.
Yeah, you just kind of, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Like kind of is how you feel
Look
when you're
straight.
here.
Do not look to the side. Don't even look at your peripherals.
Yeah.
Just look straight and
Yeah.
only straight.
So that was the first time, and then a couple of years later, because it wasn't a couple of years, I think it was like the next year. They're just like, look, we had so much activity last time. We want to come again. And this time, we want to bring some guests along. So apparently, because of all the activity in the bunker, they had interest from others to want to come
Again.
when they investigated again. And so people who had never ghost hunted before basically came to the bunker and were able to see it themselves and experience it. And there was activity then too. Now, what kind of bothered me when they did this is that after they were there was more activity. Like, I don't know if I told you that or not, but
You did.
there-
It's
yeah,
like it made them mad.
it's like it made them mad or it got them all rallied up or something.
Rallied
Because
up.
after that, for months, there was way more crazy activity happening in the bunker, and then it would die down after like 3 months or so. But then when they come back, following that, just like there's constantly noises and things happening all the time, all because of like it's almost like they get agitated. It's like you're shaking the hornet's nest kind of thing, and so all these activities and spirits are coming out.
I truly actually think that because, well, I was telling you, like whenever I walk by the women's quarters, I always see something out of the peripheral, like some sort of like shadow. So I sometimes stop, I sometimes don't because, like, do you really want to see it? Anyway, sometimes I do stop and I look and there's nothing there. But remember I was telling you that the last time? Ever since I said that, it's probably hasn't happened since the last time I said it, which is weird now that I think about it. So it's like they were all worked up and they're like, oh, now you know where we hang out.
Oh, maybe they changed positions.
Now they're in my office probably. No, I have an office alone.
So over time, like over the years, everybody who's worked here has stories. They either hear things, they see
Tools
things.
going missing.
We see things
That was
going,
a huge one.
Yeah, things going missing. It's constant. And so we are now going to today talk a little bit more about those types of experiences. Sorry, Kelly. And
I told you guys I didn't want to do this type of show. What the heck is happening? I wasn't here for the briefing, so.
Yeah. So how's this format going to go exactly?
Well, you guys may have opportunities to talk about those experiences a little more, but not necessarily. My goal with this first podcast was for you guys to kind of talk about yourselves and your job, as well as the chat, who is the third member of the podcast,
Right.
to talk about themselves and their job. So you'll notice in front of you, if you're listening to this, they have a little bowl with some pieces of paper in it. There's a bunch of questions, just like conversation starters and different little ideas and topics in there.
How many different ones are there?
I don't know. There's probably 50 in there. I'm not sure.
That was a lot.
So I want you guys to pull those just one at a time, back and forth, answer the question that's on there, and then I also want the chat, the third member of the podcast, to answer the question. And
So
we'll
we both answer the question.
Yeah, there's no game or challenge. It's just
Okay.
kind of a get to know you type of thing.
Guess this guy stays with me.
And get to know the people that have spent so much time with us in the chat over the last couple months. And then at the end of it, we're going to think back to who had the best answer in the chat to any of the questions. Just whoever we thought was a good answer or funny or sparked
So
good
it's like,
conversation.
we should keep a reminder throughout the thing, being like, oh, I really like that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. And then we'll give away, I don't know, how much Bitcoin/Amazon gift card do you want to give away to Jay Jonathan? How generous do you feel? How old did Riley turn today?
What?
24. All right, $24 Amazon gift card or Bitcoin.
There you
To
go.
whoever has the best
24
answer.
Bitcoins?
No. 24 Canadian dollars in Bitcoin, not 24 Bitcoin.
Good
Jonathan
I
and
was just
Les.
trying to- I would be like, see ya, I quit. I'm joining in on the chat.
And Bailey's here too. Feel free to answer if you're inspired as well. I can get you a mic, Bailey. But you can start now and just kind of go back and forth.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay, Kelly's going first.
All right. Listen to this question. What do you love most about your job?
And TikTok should join us over on YouTube if they want to participate.
TikTok,
I would
you
have
don't
to say the
participate.
people.
Okay.
It's over the last little bit, I've really gotten close with pretty much everybody that works here. We have a small team, and I'm really thankful for our team. So I love most about what I work here is the people I work with.
And maybe as a part of that, Kelly, just briefly, what is your job?
I co-host this show. I am a supervisor to a small team. I also just started doing another job position, which I'm still training for, and we'll get back to that. That's what I do.
Jonathan? Maybe
So-
start with what you do and then what your favorite part is.
What I do and what my favorite part is?
So what you do, and then what you love most about it.
What do I love most about my job?
And you chat. Don't forget. Tell us what you love most about your job and what you do.
Yeah. So I'm the owner here, by the way, for those of you who don't know. I'm the owner of this facility, the owner of the company that operates here. And what I love most about my job is being able to see dreams come true.
Oh, that is so cute.
So, I mean, it sounds kind of corny, I guess.
It does, but it's nice.
But the
true.
truth is that making, it's the ability to create and see it come to life.
Right.
Right? Like everything that's in the world today begins with an idea, begins with a dream.
Yeah.
But then it takes a certain effort and a certain vision to pursue it and make it come into reality.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that that's probably the part I love the most of everything. I'm excited that we now have a very good team that is here at the bunker, that is making things happen, and I think that also is part of what I really like about this. Is the energy around here now is very light
Positive.
and very positive
It
and
is.
very also everybody feels like more connected, I think, than they did in the past.
Well, and it's a smaller team too, so you're able to connect with those people a little bit more one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say that that's probably the part I love the most about my job per se.
So now, Brady, do we go to the chat and see what they said? All right, so why? Okay, so Noble is retired, so they love everything about that. Kelsey says, I get paid to work out and load semi-trailers. So you load semi-trailers and you love that you get paid to work out. There you go. Steve says, I sell TVs, so I talk to thousands of people and get paid for it. You must love talking to people. I love talking to, so there's nothing wrong with that. Jul's job is being a mom, and she loves being a mom because she gets to make her own rules. Yeah, you do. Good job. Do we want to read them all, eh? Yeah. Okay, so
Cupcake Mama.
Cupcake Mama says, I work at a gas station and a mini mart, and they love it because they're the manager, so you get to be the boss. Of course you love that. Bruce says, oh, never heard much, but it had that feeling. Stevie, I love being able to listen to your show while I work at my desk job. So you love your desk job because you get to listen to our show. How amazing is that?
Pretty good deal. I gotta admit, it's a pretty good deal.
Right? Bailey says, outside of my job here at the bunker, I'm a photographer. And why do you love that job?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I get to meet new people, and I get to make people feel confident about themselves.
She gets to meet new people, make people feel confident. And it's what you love doing too. So you're like pursuing something you're really passionate about.
Yeah, great.
That's awesome.
Good.
Jeff's retired too, so you must just love your life. I can't wait till I'm retired.
Two things real quick. TikTok, somebody just said they don't even care about us. We do. You just have to come join us on
We
YouTube.
do care about you, but you just need to go on YouTube.
You just gotta go. You just gotta go here. You gotta go here.
I think it's very interesting. It's a very common thing for people to kind of like dread their job. However, everyone in the chat described that they loved or
They
enjoy
all
their job.
gave a reason why they love their job.
We've cultivated a very positive community here.
We
It's
did.
interesting.
That makes me happy.
It's very good.
I was like, when I got asked that question, I was like, I had to think about it, and like the first thing that popped in my head was like the people. I'm like, I gotta say that.
Yeah.
Gotta, especially lately. It's been
Yeah.
really good. All right. So I think that's all the answers. So next question, your turn.
Here we go. Spirits guide me to a good question.
Oh my gosh, stop it. Don't come in here, spirits.
Okay. Oh boy.
What is it?
How old were you
Oh gosh.
when you had your first job? That's a really good question. I guess I need some definition on what you can what the definition of job is.
A government job, like not a government job, but like I mean like a real
Yeah,
job,
tax-
not paid under the table.
Tax-paying
A
job.
tax-paying job.
But I was so young I didn't pay taxes.
Right.
Well, that's your answer then.
That's my answer. Okay, so I would say my first job was when I was 7 years old.
Holy crapper.
I delivered
A baby.
314 flyers.
Oh, you were a newspaper delivery boy.
Not a newspaper, flyers, promotional products. Not only
of
was
course.
it flyers, they gave me all the hard stuff like Pepsi cans.
You had to deliver Pepsi
I
cans.
delivered Pepsi cans. I delivered.
Imagine carrying those
I
on your
delivered
bicycle.
little boxes of like detergent. Okay.
Oh, that's fun.
So it
I
was
love
like,
getting that
so it was
stuff.
some kind of promo company. I literally got like 1.2 cents for every single thing I delivered. Okay, like it was like a ridiculous amount.
1.2
It was this ridiculous amount, and so
One candy.
I delivered 314 of these things to 314 houses. Okay,
Would you do it in the morning?
it wasn't just, it would take me days because these houses were spread out over this huge area. I was 7 years old and I took that job.
you.
At first they didn't even ask me how old I was. They could just hear my voice and they're like, this kid sounds kind of young, but okay. And they gave it to me.
Good for you. Good job.
So I delivered crazy stuff when I was 7 years old. And then, so technically that was a job. They had to like pay me for it. So I consider that the first job.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
So I guess my first job would have been a strawberry picker or babysitter, but like that wasn't, I got paid to be a babysitter, but it wasn't like taxed, I don't think. And then strawberry picker, I don't even remember if that was taxed, but if we're gonna talk like first legit, real taxable job, because I don't remember if strawberry picking was, would have been McDonald's when I was 16, and I worked there for 9 years.
Whew.
So yeah.
9 years.
And then when I started working there, 2 years after I started working there, they actually started being able to hire 14-year-olds. So 14-year-olds were able to get a job at McDonald's because you had to be 16 to get like a job in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
And then they put that down to 14, but the 14-year-olds weren't allowed to like deal with like hot stuff, so they weren't allowed to put down fries or make coffee. They could only like really work the till, get muffins, get like the orders ready. They weren't allowed like dealing with the hot stuff because 14 to 16, it was like they weren't allowed.
See, that's interesting because when I was 14, I also had another job.
Yeah.
And I was working at a restaurant.
Okay.
I will remain unnamed just to not get them in trouble, I guess. But I was a dishwasher and I was handling like dangerous chemicals and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
My hands at the end of my hands were just like raw at
See,
the
my
end of
hands
that.
were too, but I
Just
also have like
I had
a
chemical
skin
burns
problem
from all
just
the
sanitizers.
Well,
That's all
yeah,
that was.
you do dishwashing all day and you're not like wearing something or other.
Yeah.
You're just gonna come out with chemical burns.
100%.
Yeah.
Even sanitizer, it's gonna dry your hands out.
Yeah.
Even like the beginning of COVID, like when you started washing your hands every 5 seconds, you know?
Yeah.
My hands were so dry. Everybody in my family's hands were so dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got another job at Wendy's when I was 15, and it lasted like a day because apparently they didn't know how old I was when I got hired.
And you weren't allowed to work.
And then they let me go the next day because the guy that trained me turned me in because
Rat.
apparently the girl that he was dating there gave me her number.
Oh my gosh.
And it got me in
was
trouble.
jealous.
And he was jealous, and I ended up losing my job because of it. I only found that out weeks ago. I only found that out like a month later when some other guys got a job there and told me what happened.
That's great. Okay, so some of the comments. Jewel was 16 working at McDonald's. Yeah, me too, girl.
I think Bruce is watching on a delay a little, but I will say Bruce does a lot with planes, and we want to do some stuff with planes, so Bruce should get in contact with us when he hears this.
Bruce, message us on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, make an account.
Or just walk over. I'm pretty sure he's local.
Oh, are you
Yeah,
from here, Bruce?
I think he's local.
I think he's
Are
like,
you across the road? Is he the one that told Jake there's coyotes?
Could
True
be.
story. Okay, so Shivani says 7. Jeff says, I was 15. Bailey was 15 at Tim Hortons. Bailey, were you allowed to make coffee?
Yeah, the only thing I wasn't allowed to do was the sandwich station and touch knives, but I could when I was 16.
Real. See, that's funny because at McDonald's you weren't allowed to do coffee or the fryers. That's why I was curious.
We could do coffee or any drinks or handle cash. We just couldn't touch anything with the knives or anything hot.
The knives. They'll let them handle like boiling hot coffee, but won't give them a freaking butter knife. Okay, so Noble says 19, working at a ceramic tile company, making tiles and being a operator. Kate
Killing.
says, hello. Hello, y'all. Stewie says, I was 16 and pumped gas when pumping gas at a gas station was still a thing. That is still a thing some places. I'm pretty sure Esso still does it on Roby in Truro.
Still, there's a lot of that in the U.S. still.
Yeah.
I find when I did travel to the U.S.
But they charge you a couple cents more.
Yeah, they do charge you more for the service.
Yeah.
there's a couple states where it's illegal to pump your own gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I worked at a gas station too. I know what that's like.
Steve says, I was raised on a farm, so as soon as I could work, I was on a tractor at 6, but paying job was 10 years old, picking up hay for the neighbors. I did haying too.
Yeah.
I hated that. I cried and whined the whole time. I'm not a haying girl. Okay, Doll says, hi Kelly, and hi sir, how are you both? Kelly,
Shivani thinks strawberry picking sounds awesome. What do you think?
I strawberry picked and blueberry picked, actually. And I strawberry picked for 2 years, and I blueberry raked for 1 year, and I will never rake again. And strawberry picking was kind of okay, only because you got to eat the strawberries while you got picked. Do you think they liked me as an employee? Why do you think I didn't go back the third year? Just joking, I turned 16, so I went to McDonald's. Okay, so.
Funnily enough, before we move on, Kelly, you mentioned that McDonald's increased their age to 14. Do you remember one of the first 14-year-olds that you hired?
Was you?
It was, which is kind of crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
So I, much like Steve, grew up on a farm, and as soon as I could get a job and not have to work on the farm anymore, I did, and I worked at the same McDonald's, and Kelly was my supervisor.
I was actually his boss for a little bit.
Whoa.
All right.
That's wild.
That's funny. Now he's a little smarty pants. I did that to him, working at McDonald's, being his boss.
Instilled all this confidence and made it go on. And
Boosted that. Okay, so exactly, the eating strawberries sounds fun. Exactly. All right, so next question.
Oh,
Do you have a
next
favorite?
question?
Do you have a favorite answer yet? I have one. I have one in my head. It's from the first question.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can probably guess.
Gotta start
which one
paying
it
attention to
is.
this, I think.
All right. Yeah, you do. Okay, so third question is, have you ever won an award?
Oh.
Yes. I've won a few awards. So I guess I'll start with sports. I've won plenty of sports awards. I played basketball, soccer. I played competitive soccer for the CC Riders. I played sports in school all the way from grade 7, junior high, when you could join a sports league, up until grade 11. So yeah, I won lots of awards. I've gotten awards for in school, up until grade 11. I did do grade 12. I just decided that hanging out with my friends was cooler than winning awards in grade 12. So, yep, won awards pretty well every year from junior high to high school. After that, I've never won awards, so
Holy smokes.
yeah, give me an award.
That's crazy.
Kelly, can you watch your ponytail? It's rubbing on the mic.
Yeah. Can I switch to the side?
Have I ever won an award?
Yeah, I'm sure you've won lots.
You know what? The only awards I can think of are like when I was like in high school or.
Like there was honors and honors with distinction. Like, and I've never got honors with distinction, but I always got honors right from junior high to grade 11, like I said.
No, it was like the awards I got were like anti-racism awards.
Or like best ponytail.
I feel like the industries you're kind of a trailblazer in whatever industry you enter. Like, there's not awards formed. You're
No.
kind of like the first one down that path where there's
Right.
not awards to win.
I agree with that too. Like,
Because you worked in like networking very early, and then you worked in blockchain very early.
Yeah, everything as far as, in business, you don't really get awards, you just have rewards.
which I'd rather have rewards maybe.
but I just, when I think about the times that I've won awards in my life, it's like when I was just when I was in high school, just things like, like out of the blue.
Best personality.
Out of the blue, no, what? I never got that. I got I just remember getting like these, out of the blue, the school gave me this like anti-racism award. And I didn't even understand what I did,
Right.
And then there was some other award that had to do with like promoting unity or diversity and things like this. And I just remember getting things like this throughout my high school time, and I don't.
High school?
Yeah, high school mostly.
That's interesting.
But after that, I never went past high school. I did go to college in China for some time, but it wasn't like something you win awards there or anything.
Right.
But aside from that, I can't think of like necessarily awards per se.
See, I feel
the problem is that even when I do get things like that, I just don't attach a lot of importance to them. So
that's what I mean. Like I
I'm
can't remember
sitting here-
anything after high school.
like I'm sitting here trying to think of these things, and it's possible that I've probably had a half a dozen awards since then that I
feel like
just
you've
don't
had
even think
awards
about.
in business, and you can't even. You're like, I did business, and I'm like, you've definitely had awards for business.
Yeah,
You had to have.
I just can't think of any of them.
Right.
It's nothing that
Speaking
I
of
attach
awards,
importance to. So
I feel like my kids have came home with like 2 awards each, and we're 2 weeks into school, so they're just passing them out.
yeah, Neo's had like student of the month like I
Yeah.
think 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, which
And-
is great.
yeah.
I'm not saying that's not, because that's what kids nowadays love. They
Yeah.
love.
They want to get acknowledgement and
They
accept.
do.
Yeah.
Acknowledgement and
Yeah.
acceptance. All right, so let's see what some of the chat said.
What do you guys say in the chats? What kind of awards you
Do
guys
you want to
got?
read them or do you want me to?
You do it.
All right, so Shivani, I won an award for dancing, best costume, and silliest walk. Nice. I actually won a costume award one time too. I dressed up as a retro girl. Bailey's won a few awards in track and field. Yep. And she's got honors in school. If that counts. Well, those are the ones that I said, girl. So I hope they count.
Well, maybe Kelly said it, so.
That's not Kelly's hair making the sound, it's the ghosts. Kate won an award when she was a little kid in like 1st grade. That was about 20 years ago. Kate, don't date yourself. Steve's won them in sports, woodworking, FFA, and judging. If I
FFA judging, but I'm not sure what FFA is.
Okay. Ian says hi. And Stewie says, one of my earliest memories, I won a book award in elementary school for being a good student while dressed as an old King Cole for nursery rhyme day. That is amazing. Old King Cole.
Wow,
I like that story.
that's wild.
All right. Well, it's your question now. How many more questions are we doing?
However many you want. I didn't have any set times
Spirit.
today.
Give him a question.
Guide me to a good one. I have it. And the question is, do you think you're an introvert or an extrovert?
Let's do definitions of those first.
Okay, what's an introvert?
It's like a very reserved, quiet person, prefers to be in, like, not indoors, but prefers to stay home, doesn't prefer to be out in crowds, and like, introverted people don't seek out social interaction as much. Extroverted crave it and require it and like talking to people and like being outgoing, like spending the weekends at parties and in, social situations.
Based on that definition, I would have to say that I'm an introvert. I find that, I guess because just of what I do, I spend a lot of my time thinking, and I can't do that when I'm in a crowd talking to people and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And even though I think most people look at me and they think I'm outgoing and I'm this, bubbly, blah, 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 because when I do interact with people, yeah.
Right.
But I'd say that if I am given the choice between what the definition you just gave of introvert would rather stay at home and do this and that rather than they need to get into a social interaction, they need to be with people, I'd say that between on the spectrum, I fall on the introvert side. Yeah.
So, based on Brady's definition as well, I would base myself probably somewhere in the middle. Is that possible?
Yeah, I would,
Because I definitely back in the day used to be an extrovert. 150,000%. Extrovert times 1,000. So, but now I feel like I'm more of an introvert because if my friends ask me, based on what Brady's just said, if my friends ask me oh, hey, let's have this girls' night, I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Girls' night comes, 2 hours to time, and I'm like, I don't want to go. I just want to stay home. I literally don't even watch Netflix, so I can't even be I just want to Netflix and chill. I literally just want to stay home, maybe do something for work, look up something for work, look after my kids, play with my kids, do nothing, just look at my phone, scroll through, do my own thing, do my hair, do a hair treatment. I'd rather definitely, so I think I'm an introvert now, but I definitely think I'm more in the middle because I am a bubbly person. I am a very outgoing person. you just have to get it. It depends on the day. So some days introvert, some days extrovert.
I think a lot of people kind of fall somewhere in the middle.
I definitely think I am because, like I said, I definitely used to be an extrovert, 100%. But now I'm a little more settled. The 30s hit me hard.
I feel it's where you feel like, I like to think I'm a pretty well-spoken and conversational guy.
Same, yeah.
But when I'm doing that, it feels like it feels fake. Like I'm putting this act on. Like I'm pretending to be a conversational but I'm very introverted.
I definitely would want to put you on the introverted side.
I'm with Brady on that. I agree with him a lot.
Yeah.
So Steve in the chat says he's an introvert. Kelsey is, haha, I'm both. I hate crowds and love staying at home, but
I'm very outgoing.
I'm very outgoing.
Yes, thank you.
Jewel says, I'm an introverted person, also an empath, so I definitely avoid people. So for people who don't understand what that means that somebody who's empathic, basically when they get around people, they sense the way they feel, and it can be very overwhelming for some people that have those kinds of heightened senses.
Right, yes, I understand that.
Yeah, Jeff, introvert, I'm quiet person, don't like going out much. Kate is, I'm an introvert, noble Canadian. Like people, but only talk to peeps if they talk first. Sometimes I go shack happy? So that's why I'm half and half. Okay.
Yeah.
And Bailey, I'm an introverted extrovert.
Thank you. I'm an introverted extrovert. Yes. It's true. Became an introvert, but used to be an extrovert. I'm an introverted extrovert.
And Shivani is a weekend extrovert and bring on the Zoom parties. Weekday introvert, please give me my bed.
That's a good one.
I feel like the pandemic probably made a lot of introverts out of extroverts.
Yes, I was just going to say that because I honestly think that's kind of what made me. It was weird coming back to work and talking to people again. I remember talking to you about that.
Yeah.
I was like, I am having a hard time looking at people in the eyes.
Yeah.
Because I spent so much time just with my kids.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The whole pandemic has just got everybody just like even afraid to even be around people.
Yeah. My mom goes to the grocery store now and she's like, I'd say she's an extrovert. Like she's maybe a little bit both the same, but she was very like talkative to people. And she's like, I have a hard time looking at people in the eyes with them wearing a mask. And I'm like, that's all I want to look at because I don't know. That's all you can look at now.
Yeah, I just don't want to look at anybody because I feel
that's how she feels. She just doesn't even want to make eye contact.
I don't because half the time it's like
you don't know if they're smiling.
You can't tell if they're smiling. Right. You don't know if they're going to go completely Karen on you or something.
And I'm a people reader, so you can't read a person with a mask.
Yeah, it's not fun.
And isn't there like a thing like if you can't see a person's nose, they can get away with like criminal activity as long as you can't see their nose?
What?
So
where'd you get that?
I remember seeing it on a movie years ago.
So what else we got here? Jewel, yes, it's possible to be an extrovert, introvert. I went to school for psychology. My teacher is the same way. Yeah. Kelsey, I'm very much like Kelly.
Yeah, girl.
We got someone else like Kelly. And Stewie X, I'm an introvert unless I'm over caffeinated. If I drink a large Starbucks coffee, I can't stop talking.
Bailey, that is you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You said that, I'm like, yeah.
So we got some drug-induced extroverts around here, that's for sure.
I feel like caffeine does nothing to me. I could drink one and go to sleep.
Yeah. So.
I try to pretend like coffee doesn't affect me, but it totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So maybe I wanted this podcast to be about an hour, and we're like 45 minutes in. So maybe one or two more each.
So probably one more each at that.
Yeah, one more question each, and then we're gonna move on.
Because I gotta go to the washroom. All right. So here's the question. What is your best tip for saving money? Invest in a Bitcoin. The end.
Did you hear that? She actually said invested in Bitcoin. That is like, she knows she's taking my answer. That's not fair.
Your turn.
Is that your best tip?
That's my best tip. That's what I've learned.
What's your best tip for saving money? So let's be clear. Bitcoin is not money. So Bitcoin's actually an asset per se. a hardened asset. Money is what we refer to as fiat in technical terms, which means money which is issued by the government. Right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about Canadian dollars, US dollars, that's all money.
Fiat.
But as far as they're concerned, Bitcoin isn't money. Like the governments won't acknowledge it as money ever, right? Because they don't want to.
But if you want to save your money, invest in
But if you actually want to save, like you want to save your money, if you actually want to have something that's going to be worth something,
invest in Bitcoin.
put it into Bitcoin. Not financial advice, but it is something which certainly is the best tip, I'd say, for doing that.
So we have the same tip then.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
I can't think of anything better than if you wanted to save money is to get it out of money. Whatever money you have, take it out of money. Okay, especially since just the other day, what's the news? $2 trillion more are being approved by the U.S. government to inject into the economy. Like, what? I know not all of you are like financial experts or anything like that, or you don't follow the economic stuff. But the fact is that the more money you put into the economy, the less value the dollars you have are worth.
Yeah.
This is why, like when the pandemic started, you could buy $10 for a piece of beef, and today you go for the same amount of it'll be like $20+. 100%, 50% of your value just gone because they're pumping so much more money into the economy.
That doesn't happen with the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's the opposite. Bitcoin's the scarcity of Bitcoin is going down. So you actually scarcity is going up, which means that there's less and less Bitcoins that are available, which makes them increase in value. Whereas the government, they just keep printing. You know,
and then you're decreasing in value.
And then the value goes down constantly. So the more you have your money savings per se in, and don't put it in the bank account, because like in a savings account where you get like 0.00003% interest or something stupid like that, that's not doing anything because the rate of inflation and interest is actually taking away more than what they're offering you. So
true story.
So at the end of the day, the best savings tip is to get into Bitcoin, not financial advice.
True story. All right, so some of the people say here, Noble says, take $1 one day, put it away, to the next. Usual at the end of the month, I'll have extra $100. Even if you only have a nickel, put it in a jar. Bailey says, I have something set up in my bank account, so every time I spend money with my debit card, it transfers $2 into my savings account. It's an effortless way to save money. Comment on that. I did actually hear of another thing where you, with Scotiabank, like when I first signed up, if I scanned my debit card and it came to like $9.17, the remainder 83 cents would go into the savings account. So it's kind of similar to something like what Bailey said. Data Security Note says, best tip for saving money, may sound simple, but it really is, spend less than you make.
Oh.
Good one.
Oh.
Data. Jeff says, I invest in some game consoles, and I have a lot of different types. Shivani says, use coupons, make a budget, put a reserve fund aside, and don't touch it. That's the key. Don't touch it. Steve says, I give it to my wife, and I forget I ever had it. So if we go on vacation, she knows we can afford it. Okay, I have 3 favorite answers so far, and that's good boy. Good man, not boy. Invest in a dividend funds. Start investing early so that you can compound. It makes a huge difference. If you're just holding your money, you're losing an average of 2% per year. You need to make your money work for you.
Correct.
Correct, Ada. All right, your draw.
Is it my draw?
Yeah. That was my question, I'm pretty sure.
Here we go. And the question is, for today, what was the... Wait, this is the same thing. What's the first job you ever had? Are you putting duplicate questions in here?
Yeah, throw that one away. That's a blunder.
Bleh. Okay. Going again.
What are the odds, though? There's like 60 things that we brought the
That's
same
Jake's
one.
fault right there.
Oh,
Jake's fault.
this will be controversial. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
It is a controversial question.
Right.
I know there's going to be some divisions happening over this. We may not be friends after this. So
Me and you?
let's do the question. No, I may not be friends with some people here. That's all.
Okay, well, don't get too crazy.
I don't think I put any controversial questions in there, so I have no idea what it could be.
He's worried.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Okay. It's not that bad. I'm just being
Got my nails
parabolic.
done on
I'm being
Wednesday.
parabolic. Okay. So, would you ever get a tattoo?
Oh my gosh.
And what would it be? Well, I guess I have to answer first.
You do.
Okay. Would I
Your
ever get a
answer would
tattoo?
be
The
no.
answer is no.
I knew that.
I would not get a tattoo. So, what would it be if I was ever to get one?
Nothing. He wouldn't get one.
Yeah, I just wouldn't get one. So, I've never thought about what I would get.
Right.
So, that's it. End of story for me.
End of story. That was like as quick as my last answer. Bitcoin. All right, next. Okay, so I don't have a tattoo.
Okay.
I'd get one, and if I did get one, I'd get a full sleeve.
A full sleeve.
And it would definitely have something to do with my kids and like their names, probably their birth times, probably something to do with like their birth month stone, their birth month flower. It would probably have something to do with probably my grandmother, who's passed away now. Probably my other grandmother. I was close with both of my grandmothers. I would definitely probably have something to do with my family, whether it be a bouquet of flowers and like every single part of my like immediate family, like brother, sister, like that sort of thing, mom, dad, and they kind of like, yeah, it would all have to do with probably my family and things that mean stuff to me, but it would be a full sleeve, and that's what I would do. That's my answer. So chat.
Why would you do that though?
Um,
I mean, like, I understand like the meaning of all that, but I mean, like a whole sleeve of it, like.
I have a whole sleeve. What are you trying to say?
So I don't, like when I was in high school, like the thing was like, now I'm gonna say the word because everyone knows what I mean, but like the tramp stamp. Y'all know what I mean, like the lower back, you know? That was like the thing that was in, and honestly, I did take a tattoo gun to myself once, and I do have a little line on me, but it's like a little, like, it's like a centimeter, and I just really wanted to see what it felt like, because I'm really kind of scared of needles, and that's probably why I haven't got one, and I probably never will, but if I was to get one, I don't know why I'd be full sleeve, because I don't just want, like, something like right here, or something, I guess, I don't know, something across your ribs or your back would be cool, too.
Let me understand what you just said. Did you just say that you were in the process of getting a tramp stamp and then stopped?
No. I just mean like that, the tramp stamp thing was in when I was in like junior high. And then I moved on to the next conversation saying I did actually take a tattoo gun and like drew like a 1 centimeter line on me. Bailey does stick and pokes where she literally takes ink, sticks it on something and like jives it into your skin. And she does really good.
Yeah.
And like, it amazes me because they're not actually just drawing, they're literally taking a thing and like sticking it and just sticking it in you constantly to make that, and like it actually looks good.
It's like a dot matrix printer.
Yeah.
Little dots. Yeah.
Don't you, Bales?
I sure do.
All right, so the chat says, oh gosh, there's lots here.
Oh boy.
Okay, Kate says, I have one on my ankle and I want more. Jules says, I have 25 plus tattoos. Holy crappers. Tattoos, birds, my lucky number, hand-drawn art. Yes, see? Good. That's crazy though, Jewel. Like, see, you could have like 25 tattoos all over your arm, so I could say the same thing in the end, or I could just say like full sleeve. Does that sound cool? All right, Steve says, I have 2 and they are always about dragons. Jess says he wants to get one. Bailey says, I have too many tattoos already. Bailey, how many do you have? Start counting. I can't.
I counted before the stream because I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I have 27.
27 tattoos. Oh
Really?
my God.
So you've gone to get a tattoo 27 times in your lifetime?
She's done stick and pokes to herself.
But I have gone to get tattoos
Yeah.
professionally.
Oh yeah, she has
I
lots
think
professionally too.
11 of mine are professionally done. And then the other 16 are all done by me.
Good job, girl.
Okay, I gotta know, when did you get your first tattoo?
Addicted.
I was 16, but it was in memory of my mom, so my dad signed for it, and it was okay.
Because how old do you have to be? 18?
You have to be 16 with a parent's
With parents' permission.
signature,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then 18 to just go in and get it done yourself.
Okay. See, I went with all my friends to get all their tattoos, all their tongue piercings, nipple piercings, other piercings that you don't even want to hear about. But I've never done any myself, besides my belly button. Got my belly button pierced
So based on
when I was 12.
roughly how old she is,
Yeah. How many a year?
she's
21.
She basically gets, on average, at least nearly 7 tattoos a year.
It's like therapy. Like, you know,
That's what I mean. People
Like
get
every
addicted.
other month.
yeah, like
It's
some
like they're
people-
addicted to the
some
pain.
people, they don't like the pain. Like
Yeah,
what
that's
Kelly
me.
said, like she doesn't like the pain
No,
at all.
I'm not
Other
good with
people are
pain.
Just like I have no interest for tattoos, and then it's like once you start getting them though, and you start doing it, it's like an adrenaline.
Where was your most
rush.
painful one?
It was this one.
So I heard like
Right in the
painful.
center of my
So
arm.
she's saying right here. This is her, like she has one like
right
right
center of her
here.
arm right there.
I've also heard like collarbones really painful.
Yeah.
Ribs are painful.
And this
And I
one,
heard
too, when they
elbow,
got to
which
my-
I wouldn't-
When they got close to my elbows on these tattoos.
Yeah,
that hurt.
I heard
Right
like
around here.
I know somebody who's like a tattoo just right on their elbow, and they're like that was the most painful one. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's the elbow, the collarbones, and like.
I guess anything like
these
right
on
on the
your
bone,
wrists.
right?
Yeah, really hurt.
Hurts more than a toothache.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe not. Yeah.
No. All right. Good to know, Bales. Thank you. Jewel, I like Bailey. I do stick and poke as well. That's why she has 25 Bales. Be my friend. My parents signed for mine at 16. The Minecraftian has 28. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Jewel, Bailey's going to find you on Insta. I mean, Bailey, Jewel's going to find you on Insta.
The armpit's the worst.
The armpit. Who says that?
Jewel,
Oh.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's pretty tender out
That's
there.
pretty close to your brain.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do one more question and get me over an
Each.
hour? Because I'm probably going to have to.
All right.
It's your turn.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Last question for me is, if you won the lottery, what would your first big splurge be? I would build the house that I drew out on graph paper about 10 to 15 years ago. I would build that house.
What's it like?
It's one floor. There is like a loft kind of sort of thing, like, so that way when you get old, because it's a house that I want to live in, that when I get old, I don't have to move. I just want to live in it for the rest of my life. So there is like a loft that you can like, but like once you get old, you don't have to use that loft. Everything's also on the main floor. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's really long and really wide, but it's because it's all on one floor. And there's a hot tub in the backyard and a gazebo, and like, let's just not go there because now we're dreaming. All right.
So the
If
question
you won the
was,
lottery,
if
what
you
would
won the
your
lottery, what would be your first big splurge? Buy Bitcoin.
You don't
I
strike
knew
me
you
as
were
the
gonna say that.
splurging type, Jonathan.
That's the extent of my splurge. Is like, okay, let's just convert this all into Bitcoin.
So I guess I would probably build my house and then convert to Bitcoin. Because
Well, yeah, you'll need the dollars to pay for it. Yeah.
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so some of the chat says, I would buy a mansion with 2 pools. I would buy my first tattoo. Wait, no, invest in Bitcoin. Yeah, Stewie,
Yeah,
you got it.
that's
you got
right.
it. Build a house with a bunker. Smarty.
Smart.
If I won the lottery, I'd buy a farm and a ton of horses and goats. Goats are my favorite. Can we get the pygmy goats, Bales?
Yeah, I want that.
Jill would go off grid, 110%.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's your splurge?
My
Like-
kid's nanny is off grid and she loves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves it. Showers by rainwater. Like they collect the water and she turns this thing and that's what she showers in is the rainwater. She loves it. That's
Yeah.
the life she wants to live. Yeah. So if you want to do that, go do it. Not my thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe have like a house that you can go back to just for like a week if you want to just like live a normal life again.
Called the cottage.
One thing we glossed over, I think is interesting. Jewel said my husband is a tattoo artist. Which is very interesting.
Oh, that's why you have 25 tattoos too. And she sticks and pokes. Oh my goodness. You guys need to be best friends, Bales.
I know, right?
Steve would design my house and shop it. Would be that.
House and shop, like workshop.
Oh, okay. A bomb/COVID shelter or a really extensive spa vacation. Everyone's invited. Thank you. I would also have 2 bunkers, one for my family and one for the bullies. You are
bullies?
so sweet to make a bunker for the bullies. That
Why
is
would
some-
you make bunker for the bullies?
Because that's how much they care. They really they just care.
It's very interesting to me that a lot of people splurge. It's just Jonathan's life. Like he's just a bunker. You get a bunker.
They all want your life.
And then Jonathan's like, I wouldn't buy anything.
All right, last question.
We're doing one more?
Yeah, your last one.
Okay, this is the last one
I
for real,
started.
guys. Last
I
one for real.
We just hit over an hour, so one more.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get
What's
a good
it gonna
one.
be?
What's it gonna be?
I gotta go.
Spirits guide me to the question
Spirit
that
stop.
will be at the end of this. And the question is, oh no.
Oh no.
This one
Quick.
can't be controversial. There's no
Make
way.
it quick.
If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Oh no.
This is horrible. That's a horrible question.
Yeah, that's a horrible question.
You can skip it if you want.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
skip it. Save it for another
this
day.
is about challenges, fun challenges. We gotta take the challenge.
I don't want to describe myself.
3 words. It's just 3 words. Okay, here we go.
All right, do it.
Man, there's just so many. But if I was to pick 3 words, oh man, this is hard.
All right, maybe pick another one.
I just really got to go to the washroom, so we need to finish this up.
Okay, for the sake of her bladder, we're gonna get another one.
Put the other one back in.
Yeah, we'll put it in so we can get that another day.
Yeah, because I feel like I was already thinking of words.
Okay, here's one that's easy. What is your favorite sport? Mine would have to be basketball.
Basketball.
Yes.
All right.
Do you watch
mine-
basketball, John?
I don't watch basketball.
Who's your
I
favorite
loved
team? The
playing
Raptors?
basketball when I was a kid, though. Like, I mean, I was like, I'm not really into sports. Okay, so like, I don't watch them. I don't, anything
Yeah.
like that. But when it comes to, but if I have to think about my lifetime, like, what have I really been into in my lifetime? It has to be basketball. Yeah.
So I would have to go with. Are we going with like favorite sport, love playing, or like love watching?
What's your favorite sport?
Just whatever comes to mind.
Hockey.
Really?
To play or to watch?
To watch.
What about to play?
To play would be soccer, or track. But is that a sport?
Of course, soccer's a
Track
sport.
and field. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I would say track and field probably over soccer. No, they're probably tied. I was a really fast runner. Came first lots of times.
Holy smokes! Okay. I didn't know you were so sportive. Oh.
I hope they
I
can't
want
hear
in.
that, but if you can, somebody's at the bunker.
It's Riley.
Oh, okay.
Riley, if you're watching, boy.
To
Bring
go
your
back
teeth
to the
out.
start of the stream, what's your favorite thing about your job? My worst favorite thing about the job, and I'm sorry, people, we were very appreciative too, but when we have like a TikTok or something that goes viral and people show up at the bunker unannounced, I don't like that. That's the worst part of my job.
Right. Having to deny people at the moment.
Yeah.
That does suck.
Yeah.
Because we want to let you in, but right now is just not a good time.
No.
The
Wait.
time will come.
Sorry,
and
that
you'll
was an
all
aside.
line up at the door, and we'll be here when you need us.
So favorite sport, sorry. That was an aside. People in the chat are.
All right, so people in the chat say, Kelly is 30, flirty, and thriving. Really?
What?
Only like 3 words to describe Kelly.
Oh, you described me for myself. Thanks, girl.
You know the movie 13 going out there?
Yeah, I do. 30, flirty, and thriving. That's me. 30 years old. Okay, humorous, giving, and reliable. Noble. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to skip that question, though. Okay, so Kelsey says hockey. The Minecraftian says dodgeball. Steve says karate. Noble says volleyball. Kelsey says go Wings. Steve says and chess. Chess. Is that a sport?
Yeah.
Okay, Cool Man says, I like the New York City Clippers. That's basketball, right? Bailey says basketball for me too. Oh, look, you guys have something in common. Jeff likes fishing, beer pong.
I don't know if we can call that a sport. I don't know.
Jewel says, I don't watch sports, especially these days, but I can throw football like no other. Yeah, you know what? I can too. That's good, Jewel. Dodgeball is one of my all-time favorite sports. I always sucked at that in school. The
Brutal.
boys always picked on me. And shopping on Amazon a sport? If it is, ding, 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 ding. All about that.
Very interesting to me that Steve said karate and chess because
Right.
martial arts and chess share a very similar mental kind of mental process. So it's interesting that he likes both of those.
Okay, so we are giving away a $24 because today is Riley's birthday, an employee here at our work. And like I said, we're really close to all employees. So we're giving away a $24 Amazon gift card to our favorite comment. So do Jonathan and I each say our favorite comment, and then who's going to be like the tiebreaker of that?
How about you decide?
Me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
seem to have been paying close attention to your favorite, so we'll let Kelly decide this one.
Okay, well, there's one that sticks in my head from the very beginning, but there was 3 that I really liked. Okay, you talk to them. I'm going to go through these.
The one that that sticks in your head, that's the winner.
What's the last sport you've participated in, Jonathan?
Last sport I participated in.
Soccer, when we played it with PBSA?
That was awesome.
I didn't play that day.
I didn't play, but
We kicked, though. We did field goals. You did that, didn't you?
No,
Oh.
I don't recall playing at all.
Oh, I'm sure you were there. Maybe not.
I was there. I
Oh,
watched.
you just didn't play. Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't play. Last sport I played. Last sport. Throwing around the basketball. I don't know. It wasn't a game per se, but I just remember throwing around the basketball.
So, one of the other producers, who's not here today, but is one of the other full-time producers, Jake, grew up wrestling, and now he does judo. And I grew up wrestling, and now I do jiu-jitsu. So once we get on the other side of COVID, I think me and Jake are going to have to settle some differences here. So I think that'll be the next bunker sport. And I outweigh Jake by about 100 pounds, so it should be a demolish.
The bunker sport's going to be judo?
No, I think just grappling in general, and we'll just figure out.
Grappling?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't know if I told you this, but we were talking about doing lightsaber dueling.
we did.
Do you remember that?
Remember
Yeah, I
when I
do.
brought that up with you, Bailey?
That was kind of the next project I had in the back
Bailey
of my
went
mind.
and watched Star Wars after I said that to you. She went home and watched Star Wars.
I researched every
Yeah.
minute. I watched videos. I read the rules. I want it so bad.
Lightsaber dueling is now an official sport thanks to France. They've actually made it into a sport. It's similar to fencing rules, but with one major difference. When you make the swing, it has to be a big round swing, you know, so that instead of like fencing where it's all like, you know, doot, 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 with your wrists, you got to like big bold swings like vroom, 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 like at your opponent to be able to get the points. And we were actually we were looking seriously at having that as an event here at the bunker. I think it would be fantastic.
I agree.
I think, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, there's like no way to do that now.
That
But-
was kind of the next project I had in the back of my mind when we got on the other side of esports.
Yeah.
And then the day we opened up the esports room, after everyone worked so hard,
Yeah.
we had to shut down, and it kind of took the wind out of everyone's sails. So.
Yeah. It
But
was
I think
brutal.
we will get back. Like,
Okay.
I planned for that project.
I
so.
have my favorite comment. It's the only one that I remembered, and now that I have them all posted into this note, it's still my favorite. So, but I kind of forget who said it.
How do you forget it?
Well, I forget who said it. I remember exactly what was said, but okay. So I think it was Jewel, and I think, well, I know what they said. So tell me if you said this. My job is being a mom. I love my job because I make my own rules.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was Jewel for sure.
Yeah, Jewel, you're the winner, girl.
That was Jewel Lehman. Yeah,
$24
got it.
gift card for
Yeah.
Amazon. I will send that to you as before 4:30. That's when
Congratulations.
That was my favorite answer because you make your own rules, and I'm like, yes, I missed that.
Yeah, I don't know, because, I mean, one of my kids, that works. The other one does not work. Like, I can make whatever rules I want. He's going
be
by
like,
his
"No."
own way.
My kid's been starting to get into the no. He looks at me and I say, can you go pick up your toys? No.
Happy birthday, Riley.
What did you just say to me?
Everyone in the chat saying happy birthday.
Happy
Everybody's
birthday.
saying happy
Come here,
birthday.
Riley. Come say hi to them. He's like, no. All right, guys. So this was our first podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you for joining us on our first podcast.
Yeah.
It was certainly fun.
It was.
We will be doing this regularly
Every Friday.
every Friday. So hoping to have you all here next Friday so that you can join us in the chat in a similar way. And we begin having a good time, giving away some Amazon gift cards to all those that participate.
Yep.
And yeah, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11:30 Eastern. Next week, we will be streaming on Tuesday. Special stream about the safe.
Safe.
Ooh.
Safe Stream Tuesday.
Safe
And
Stream
we're going to have some
Tuesday.
special guests in here filming us.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
not just
have
going to be
some
filming
special guests.
ourselves, they're going to be filming us.
Yeah, we'll have people filming the filming.
Yeah. What?
So,
I'm confused already.
so it'll be good. And so yeah, that's. We hope you all have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Be sure to like this video if you had a good time.
Subscribe.
Ring the bell so you get the notifications, so
notifications.
that you can know when to come in and join us and win free Amazon and Bitcoin, Amazon cards and Bitcoin. That's the way to go.
It is the way to go.
Yes.
It's the way to roll.
Yes.
All right. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday.
Yeah.